Hey guys, I'm Jules.
I'm Jack, and this is Seriously Unserious. LeBron James says the NBA is making good progress to remove Donald Sterling from his ownership stake in the Los Angeles Clippers. But he says there needs to be a continued sense of urgency. Because if LeBron is known for anything, it's a sense of urgency when making big decisions.
Quarterback A.J. McCarron said he was hurt by reports that suggested he was too cocky in meetings with NFL executives prior to the draft. McCarron eventually was taken by the Cincinnati Bengals in the 5th round. Shortly after the pick, Brent Musburger bought every seat in Paul Brown Stadium to ensure he could sit next to Catherine Webb.
John Calipari said he would love the chance to coach LeBron James, but he's not in a position to leave Kentucky right now. Calipari added that he'd most likely coach LeBron in a couple of years when he makes his typical departure before recruiting violations become public.
Rihanna recently dropped and broke the LA Police Commission president's phone at a Los Angeles Clippers playoff game. The pop artist felt compelled to not only buy a new phone, but also contribute $25,000 to the police charity. The president was very grateful to Rihanna, releasing a statement that said, "We found funds in a racist place." Florida State quarterback Jameis Winston was recently cited for leaving a supermarket without paying for crab legs. This brings us to our very first lightning round.
Seminoles are down big. Jameis is really going to have to claw them back in this one.
Well, his favorite Disney character is Sebastian.
I said, "Are you going to rob?" They said, "I'll rob if you rob." And I said, "Well, where's Rob then?"
Coming up on this episode of Deadliest Catch, we head to Doak Campbell Stadium.
Heisman winners are always so shellfish. Get it?
Looks like that market plays better defense than Auburn.
Jimbo Fisher. More like Gumbo Fisher. Am I right?
How is he going to contain himself when they play at Maryland?
Life's a beach and he's just playing in the sand. Until he gets cited for shoplifting. Oh!
Steve Kerr has reportedly taken the Golden State Warriors head coaching position and turned down the same job for the New York Knicks. Kerr said the Warriors are a very good young team and it's an ideal location near his children. Knicks owner James Dolan then attempted to fire Kerr and tell him he didn't know what he was doing before Phil Jackson gave him a shiny red ball to keep him occupied for a few hours.
In other NBA head coaching news, the Detroit Pistons have hired former Orlando Magic head coach Stan Van Gundy to fill their head coaching vacancy. The Pistons were said to be very impressed with Van Gundy's previous work as a stunt double for Ron Jeremy.
Montreal Canadiens forward Dale Weiss says Boston Bruins forward Milan Lucic threatened him in the Game 7 handshake line. Lucic reportedly told Weiss, "I'm going to fucking kill you next year." However, Lucic later clarified and said he thought Weiss was the same guy from the bar in Vancouver who tried to fight him.
A Texas high school senior is making the case that he is the best prep athlete in the country. Patrick Mahomes was named State Player of the Year in football and was all-region in basketball, but may go pro in baseball. But then again, I managed to beat both Pokemon Red and Blue on Game Boy in the same night. So you tell me who's the better athlete.
Aaron Rodgers is now dating actress Olivia Munn, according to an Us Weekly report. The couple seems to be hitting it off, and the Green Bay Packers are just as pleased, saying they plan to start Munn at Nickelback this season.
Charles Barkley refuses to apologize after saying that there are big old women in San Antonio and that is a gold mine for Weight Watchers. There was predictable uproar about his statements, but if somebody's going to be an expert on obesity, wouldn't it be the guy with the nickname the Round Mound of Rebound?
A bar in Boston is working to raise money after Bees forward Sean Thornton was fined nearly $3,000 for squirting water on Montreal Canadiens defenseman PK Subban. The money raised will actually go to the Sean Thornton Foundation. Or in typical Boston fashion, everyone will get drunk, somebody will flip someone off, start a fight, forget about the whole thing, and come back to the bar the next day.
Houston Chronicle reporter John McClain was forced to eat a page from the newspaper after losing a draft day bet. McClain had incorrectly predicted that the Texans would take a quarterback with their first-round selection. In related news, Skip Bayless now has to eat the entire Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter series to make up for all the incorrect predictions he made just yesterday.
Twin sisters crossed the finish line at the same time at a junior high school track meet in Illinois in unexpected fashion. Claire Granke carried her sister Chloe the rest of the race after she suffered a leg injury in the second lap of the 800. Must be nice to see two stars finish the job, said Pittsburgh Penguins fans.
Los Angeles Clippers head coach Doc Rivers was livid after he felt officials botched an out-of-bounds call in his team's Game 5 loss. But he should be concerned with a larger issue, the fact that Cliff Paul trapped Chris Paul in the basement for the entire fourth quarter of that game and took his place on the floor.
Michael Sam was drafted in the 7th round of the NFL draft, becoming the first openly gay player drafted in league history. It didn't come without some negative comments, as many reacted strongly to Sam kissing his boyfriend live on ESPN. In a sport where men touch each other constantly and plays often begin with one man reaching under another man's buttocks, you'd think they'd be able to handle a gay guy.
Oakland A's outfielder Josh Reddick chose the song Careless Whisper by Wham as his walk-up song in a recent game against the White Sox. This brings us to our next segment called Batter Up, in which we look at some of the sexiest walk-up songs in Major League Baseball.
Well, now they know, let it go. Take on me, take on. Do you want to build a snowman? Come on, let's go and play.
Jordan, what are you doing? Yeah.
Quarterback Teddy Bridgewater says he told his agent Cleveland was not a place he wanted to be prior to the Browns drafting Johnny Manziel. In a poll that I made up just now, 99% of Cleveland athletes agreed they did not want to be there either. The 1% was Josh Gordon asking if anyone has a lighter.
Tigers outfielder Austin Jackson looked highly impressed by teammate Miguel Cabrera's late-game home run on a win against the Baltimore Orioles. Cameras caught Jackson looking shocked when the AL MVP came back to the dugout. But then stat nerds ruined the moment by saying that Miguel Cabrera is overrated and that Mike Trout has more wins above replacement. I'm Jack.
And I'm Jules. Thanks for watching Seriously Unserious.
Little bit higher now.
I'm going to do what God put me on this earth to do. Have salon quality hair and read the news, except I can't read. Okay.
That wasn't funny.